Well, I haven't had much time to think about it, but I guess it was nice. Huh? Bobby Darin, it's very nice to have you with us.
Thank you, John. Pleasure to be back.
And I would like to congratulate the Heart Fund. I can't think of a better ambassador.
Thank you.
Bobby Darin. We have some very interesting occupations tonight, panel. We trust that on this very cold winter's night in New York, we might be able to warm your spirits a bit with them. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before the panel a little bit later in the program. And we'll meet our first challenger after this. To meet our first... Is this, Miss or Mrs. Duncan? Mrs. Mrs. Duncan, and where are you from?
Gainesville, Florida.
Gainesville, Florida. All right, Mrs. Duncan, may I present the panel? And now, if you'll join me over here, please, we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Mrs. Duncan is salaried and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Mrs. Duncan, a wavelength comes across to me that you work for a non-profit making organization. Is that correct?
No, sir.
Wrong wavelength.
Wrong wavelength. 1 down and 9 to go. Miss Francis.
Well, the wavelength says to me you work for a profit-making organization. Clever wavelength. Do people come to you for your service?
No.
That makes it 2 down and 8 to go. Mr. Darin.
Well, I gather then you go to them to perform. Good.
Yes.
Is it something that I might avail myself of?
Yes.
You could under, the necessary set of circumstances, Bobby. This is not to suggest that you might, as we would understand your normal activities, do it, but if in a certain set of circumstances you could avail yourself.
I see. Would I enjoy the circumstances that might force me to come and visit Mrs. Duncan?
I would say, Mrs. Duncan, that if he wanted your services, he'd enjoy them, wouldn't he?
Yes.
I see. Yes, she goes to people. Does the geography, the Gainesville, Florida, you're from, I believe, does that have anything to do particularly with this?
You mean, would it reveal anything
Yes.
necessarily about the occupation? No. That's
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mrs. Duncan, do you think I would know about this occupation? Being a city type?
Yes.
Could I avail myself of this service under the...
Again, under the proper
Circumstance.
set of circumstances, yeah.
If I asked for your service, would I need it rather than want it? Would it be a necessity rather than a luxury service?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say that if you had to consider the use of the service, we would consider that you had a need of it and would want it, yeah. That's very good, I thought. I didn't say anything then.
That was very revealing, John. Would you mind repeating that? Would you be in motion when you did what you did for me or for anyone?
Yes.
Could be.
Would this be a motion that required a certain amount of skill?
The motion itself require a certain amount of skill?
Knowledge or skill?
I wouldn't think that we would classify it, no.
Well, then why couldn't I do it myself?
Well, if you wanted to, you probably could.
Skillful girl.
All right, Bennett, that's 4 down and 6 to go.
Mrs. Duncan, when you are performing your service, do you come into physical contact with the person for whom you are doing said service?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you do something to or about the interior of the home?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Darin.
You're not physically engaged. Is there a degree of educational involvement in line with what you do?
Formal education?
No, not formal, but something that someone realizes he now can do himself, although he'd like to have Mrs. Duncan do it again.
Oh, that's very good. That's 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
I have no idea.
Mrs. Duncan, do you talk to your clients?
No.
You just go somewhere.
Yeah, let us agree, Dorothy, that might pass the amenities of the day, but that the talk is not vital or critical to this service. 8 down and 2 to go,
Now,
Mr.
Mrs.
Sercret.
Duncan, let's see. You work for a profit-making organization. You go to people's homes. You
We
don't
go to the customer.
Go to the customer.
Yes.
The customer might not be in his home, in other words. In fact, usually is not. Is that
That's
correct? Is the customer usually in the same kind of place?
Yes.
That would be usual.
Do you do anything to the place that you go that improves the condition of the place?
No.
No, I wouldn't think
Nothing
so.
at all.
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis.
Is there anything entertaining in what you do?
No.
No, that's 10 down and no more to go, and this was a tough one. You shouldn't even feel bad about it. Mrs. Duncan is a guard in an armored car.
The very first question I asked Miss Duncan was she working for a non-profit-making organization because I thought you had something to do with the law.
No,
I said the same
that was
feeling.
close. Actually, Mrs. Duncan works with her husband, who owns the Gainesville Armored Car Company.
That's right.
And we never got onto uniform either.
Never got on a
Do
uniform.
you wear a uniform?
Other than a costume, it is a type of work.
What do you
outfit.
guard down there, oranges?
Do you wear a gun, Mrs. Duncan? Do you carry a gun?
Yes.
Oh,
38.
'cause I had immediate thoughts, and I got to pass them now. That's no good.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Duncan. It's nice to puzzle the
Thank
panel
you.
again. Nice to have you there. All right. Now to meet our second contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Dorothy Chase. Right, ma'am? All righty. Is it Miss or Mrs. Chase?
Mrs. Chase.
Mrs. Chase, and where are you from, ma'am?
I'm from Mamaroneck, New York.
Mamaroneck, New York. Almost a neighbor of ours, then. You probably know a good many of the panel. May I present the panel, Mrs. Chase?
How do you
Will you
do?
join me over here now, Mrs. Chase, and we'll let the audience at home, the audience in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right. Pardon. I'm doing the coughing and Bennett's doing the obligato. All right, panel, we can tell you that Mrs. Chase is self-employed and deals in a product, and we will begin with Arlene Francis.
Mrs. Chase, is it a product that anyone on the panel might use?
Oh, yes.
Is it a product that is ever seen on the person?
We hope not. 1 down, 9 to go, Mr. Darin.
Is it a product that is used seasonally, particularly?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Could I hold it in my hand?
You could.
I could. Would you say it was unlikely that this would be on display in my drawing room?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I had one or more of these, they would be kept out of sight?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Well, now, I'd like to, with Mrs. Chase's permission, I'd like to be fair. If you mean by kept out of sight, i.e. not on display continuously or over long
in
periods
rooms
of time.
where guests come, yes.
Well, I think we would agree to that.
On
We
the
wouldn't
shelf.
necessarily be used, put up as decoration of any kind, would we?
No, wouldn't be used as decoration.
Right. So you go ahead.
Is this item packaged?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Is it packaged in a box or a jar?
Is it packaged in a box or a jar?
Yes.
That's 2 questions.
No, it's not.
Either one.
And if...
Yes.
Is it packaged in a box?
No.
That's 1 question. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Chase, is being packaged in a jar. May I assume that it is consumable?
Yes.
Is it eaten?
Yes.
Is it a condiment of some kind, like pickles?
No.
Herring, something like that?
Ben and I, what we're going to do is throw all the cards over.
Pickled herring?
Pickled herring is right. Now, actually, that is probably my fault, Mrs. Chase, because...
No, it isn't, John. Bennett said as she walked in,
I
pickled
said-
herring.
Yeah, I don't know what...
Really?
He got a flash from
But now
somewhere.
you had, because now this, we probably have a fight about
I
this
obviously
someday.
didn't, but he did.
And I don't want to have a fight about it. Here's an issue. We were talking about pickled herring. You said, is it pickles? Now, should I answer yes or no?
Well, if it's
There's
pickled
some
herring, it's
pickle in it.
pickled, isn't it?
It isn't a pickle.
But it isn't
no,
pickled. It is
not a
no,
pickle.
It is not a pickle.
So if I should say no, if you say
No, I
yes.
said
No.
pickled. There was a D on the
Oh,
end
you
of that
did
word.
you? That's a bad
I
cold
didn't
you
hear
got
the
there,
D.
sir. That's all I got to say. Right, well, Mrs. Chase is the founder of the Betty Lee Products Incorporated, and started in her own kitchen, right?
That's right.
And then moved her down into the laundry room at home,
That's right.
and now is the owner of her own company. Congratulations, that's a wonderful
I
success.
have to tell Mrs. Chase, the only lady I ever really knew in Mamaroneck, pickled herring on the side. That's when you said Mamaroneck, I thought of herring. I'm a little hard of herring.
Well, Dennis says he's a little hard of hearing. I'm not so sure he isn't pickled. Thank you very much, Mr. Chase. It's lovely to have you with us. Good night to the doctor. And we'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word from our sponsor. For the special feature of the program, the appearance of our mystery contestant, for which moment in time the panel is always blindfolded. Are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes, John.
Good. Will you enter Mystery Challenger and sign in, please? All right. As you know, panel, it's one question at a time now, in turn, moving clockwise. And we will begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Well, that was some ovation. Now, let's see. President Johnson's in bed. Are you in show business?
Mr. Sercret.
Are you accustomed to making people laugh? I don't hear a thing. What? What did he
Miss
say?
Francis?
I didn't hear the answer to that.
Yes.
You considered a nightclub performer as much as anything else?
Non capisci, ammetti. Che detta questo?
I would say that if this is a basic or major area of operation, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Darin.
Are you currently breaking up Broadway in a vehicle?
Oh, mannaggia la merda.
No, not Broadway in a vehicle. That would... No, we would agree it's not Broadway. That's one down a night ago, Miss Kilgallen.
Ma non capisci.
Are you? Are you an adorable gentleman who is noted for one particular feature?
Yes.
Well, we can all say it together, can't we?
You can all say it together.
Jimmy Durante.
Jimmy Durante is right. probably had it in mind, but the Copacabana is not on Broadway.
Nobody drives. I said vehicle.
Oh, my.
And that capiche.
Oh, capiche.
That kind of gave it a little
You
bit
know
away.
something, Bobby?
What's that?
I've never made a dime on this show. Never went out without a dime.
Bobby made it for you now.
John?
Oh, we got to throw all the cards over. I got instructions. There. Now you have, so that you can never say that again. I know one thing, though. Jim, of course, opening at the Copacabana this week, there was the usual good information about Jimmy Durante, and I remember one fact stayed in my mind. It's either this Tuesday or Wednesday or a week from Tuesday or Wednesday, and you're going to be a young 72 years old. Is that right?
Yep.
What a wonderful 72.
It's wonderful, believe me. And I thank God that he's given me my health and a little family. Little Cece is my little girl is watching the show, and Mrs. Durante. And every time I'm on the show, she goes over and kisses the screen.
How old is Cece now?
3 years old.
3 years old, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Dad,
That's just great.
they change your life.
They do that?
Oh, yeah.
They do that? Is that why you look younger every year?
Yep. I tell you something, it's, I hate to go on the road anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that they're with me. We're going down to San Juan and down to Miami. And with the help of God, they're going home, and then I'll only have 2 more weeks. So when I'm on the road without them, the days can't pass fast enough for me to get home now. And I used to love the road.
Well, Cece's a very lucky young lady to have such a father, if we may say so, sir.
And vice versa.
And a happy birthday from all of us. Happy birthday from all of us, and may you have another umpteen. Well, I think actually what we ought to do at this point is congratulate all of us for having Jimmy Durante with us.
John, he's one of the nicest people in show business.
That is-
One of the nicest people of any business.
Right. And we'll have another contestant after this word. Challenger, will you enter and sign in, please? Lee Guilfoyle, right, sir? All right. Mr. Guilfoyle, where are you from?
Lakewood, New Jersey.
Uh-huh. Is it something that falls into the category of something I need?
You need? No. That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mr. Guilfoyle, I'm sure I would enjoy coming to you, but would it ever be necessary for me? Or,
No, it wouldn't be necessary.
It wouldn't
pleasurable?
It wouldn't be necessary.
It would be a pleasure.
It would be a pleasure, but the answer had been given on necessary, Dorothy, so
Oh,
I think we have to
so
give you
sorry,
a run
John.
over. 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sir.
Guilfoyle, do you do anything that could vaguely be called entertainment business?
No, he does not. No, what he does could not be considered entertainment business. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you wear something other than an ordinary business suit in your job?
Yes.
Would it be any help to us if we saw you in whatever you wear? Would we have any idea of what you do?
Yes, you would.
So that it's something of a costume, is it, what you wear?
Yes.
Do you wear it indoors? Oh, he wears it outdoors. Why did I ask that way?
No, he doesn't wear it indoors.
He wears it indoors when he gets into it, is what
When
I
he gets
meant.
into it, yes, that's fine. That's 4 down and 6 to go, too, Mr. Darin.
Does what you do usually result in some pleasurable experience for the individual who comes to you?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Is there any degree of survival involved in having in having this particular service?
Well, I would say this, that only to the degree that, you know, danger is inherent in crossing the street, etc. If you have the service which is available to you from Mr. Guilfoyle, it certainly could affect the survivability factor, as it might subsequently be applied to any actions which you might indulge in as a result of the service.
Yes, but what I was asking was...
Now, actually, Bobby, we're running out of time. You want to take a shot?
Anything to do with airlines?
No, but
Anything to do with ice skating?
No, but Dorothy was getting close. He teaches parachute jumping.
Oh.
And the thing we were afraid of, actually, is employed by the Lakewood, New Jersey
Sport parachuting.
Sports Parachuting Center. We thought, you know, somebody might say Lakewood, that old Air Force thing out
That's
there, but
supposed to
you
be a
didn't do it.
pleasure, parachuting?
Oh,
it's a
he
big
teaches sport
sport,
jumping.
yeah.
You know, folks do it on Sundays for fun. Thank you very much. Sir. And we gave them a bit of a tussle, too. Thanks. Nice to have you with us on What's My Line, Mr. Gill. Good night. Matter of fact, I want to recommend this parachute jumping to Bennett. And good night, Arlene Francis.
And good night, and Martin Gable will bring Baker Street to Broadway soon. We miss you. Good night, Bob.
Thank you, Arlene, and give as much as you can to the Heart Fund. Good night, Dorothy.
I'm sure we all will, and think of you too, Bobby. Come again. Good night, Bennett.
John, I'll treat you to a parachute ride.
All right.
Good night.
I'll give you one, too, and I'll hold the parachute. And good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us on What's My Line.